Hello, thank you for joining us. We are SIFT, the leader in digital trust and safety. My name is Jeff Sakasagawa, a trust and safety architect at SIFT. And joining me is Brittany Allen, another trust and safety architect at SIFT. Hi, Brittany.
Hello.
Well, everyone, the frenzy of those Q4 transaction volumes are behind us, but we know Q1, that just means that disputes are coming our way. And, these can have a lot of different flavors, whether it's from consumers that are victims of true fraud or those that are engaging in first party or friendly fraud. Regardless of, what shape or form it takes, these disputes take a big bite out of profits, especially if merchants, don't have a plan for them. So in our most recent digital trust and safety report, we delve into this topic and specifically some chargeback trend data. Brittany, what caught your eye in the report? What would you like to talk about today?
So I know we have a limited amount of time, and I don't want to just read through the whole report right now. I can save some of that for everyone to look at later. But I've got two things that stuck out that I want to make sure we touch on. One is the stat that dispute rates jumped 35% between Q1 and Q3 of 2022. I know comparing those two different quarters could, be explained away by seasonality or otherwise just differences in consumer purchasing behavior throughout the year. But if you put that together with another stat that we found, that the average value of chargeback disputes has also increased by 16%, that shows a unified upward trend that is costing merchants more money than ever. Another stat that I wanted to call out was from the consumer survey that SIFT ran, where 1 in 4 people admitted to having committed what we call first party misuse or abuse or friendly fraud. They admitted to abusing the chargeback dispute process. That could be a reflection of how customers are finding the need to do so due to economic uncertainty, but it could also just mean that they are learning how to take advantage of these protections that are afforded to them by their credit card companies, but in a way that unfortunately hurts merchants.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anyone that's worked a chargeback dispute or like worked in that process, you look for so much information to kind of prove that the transaction was legitimate. So it's kind of mind-boggling that, this percentage would actually admit to doing it. But, I think it does speak to the larger, economic instability. NPR actually just recently shared some TransUnion data specific to Americans where they were saying we as a bunch are actually carrying more credit card debt year over year. I think the number was specifically like 13% increase from 2021. So that pain is material, and consumers and citizens may be looking for ways to offload that, unfortunately, onto merchants. But let's spin that around more positively. What are things that merchants can do to address this if we kind of acknowledge that this is happening, in the market, Brittany?
Yes, let's make sure that we touch on some of those positive takeaways. I've got three to highlight for our audience today. Number one, that merchants should have clear cancellation and return policies in place. I feel like I was a broken record saying this when I was a trust and safety manager, but they should be clearly visible to customers at checkout, on a receipt. They should be easily serviceable to them, and that will both help prevent confusion on the consumer side and provide merchants with the necessary documentation to have in hand for chargeback representments. Number two, so make sure you have a strong dispute management strategy and toolkit available. That's especially important to keep you on track during busy times, as you only get one chance to respond to chargeback disputes. So if right now your approach is very manual, a lot of copying and pasting from your various payment processors into one overall spreadsheet, there's a lot of room for human error, and there's the potential that you will miss being able to respond to a dispute that you otherwise would have won. Number three, speaking of win rates, I'll end with the importance of using automation to identify the highest value chargebacks or the ones that you have the best likelihood of winning. Being able to focus your effort on that, especially during busy times, will help you prioritize your representment. And you can then be able to do some QA, some analysis to identify opportunities for how you can increase your win rates.
Thanks, Brittany. And yeah, that second point on the strategy and toolkit really resonates with me. You can kind of think about it from a health perspective. If you experience some pain, it's your body telling you to like seek some help. There's something that needs remedying. The same is absolutely true for your policies and procedures, right? If you're tired of those uploads, there's something that tends to break or is just like, gosh, I really do not enjoy doing this. That could be a good thing to revisit later in advance of next year's dispute volumes, rooms for improvement, and automation is a great way to achieve that. But that being said, Brittany, thank you for your time. If you're watching this and you'd like to get some more insights and key findings from our Digital Trust and Safety Report, please visit us on our blog. This will be linked to in the post, and you can visit us at blog.sif.com. We'll be waiting. Thanks, Brittany.